Good Morning Miramar, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m., right here, right now.
Good morning, Miramar. My name is Danielle Rialis, Marketing Coordinator with the City of Miramar's Office of Marketing and Public Relations. Today's Tuesday, March 27th. Today we have a wonderful show planned for you this morning. First, we'll be joined by Greg Rust with our Public Works Department, who's here today to share some important information concerning our upcoming resident forums and other upcoming projects here in Miramar. We'll also be hearing from our Women's History Spotlight, Carla Harris, all about her new book and how she's helping impact our youth in a positive way. Please be sure to comment on our Facebook live stream or dial into our program by calling us at 1-877-2-MIRAMAR. That's 1-877-264-7262. The weather for today, Tuesday, March 27th, will bring partly cloudy skies. The high temperature will be 79 degrees and the low will be 65. As a reminder, we just want to know, do you live north of Miramar Parkway, south of Pembroke Road, in between University Drive and the Florida Turnpike? If so, Commissioner Darlene Riggs is inviting you to come out to a community meeting at Miramar United Methodist Church, located at 2507 Utopia Drive in Miramar. That's happening tonight, Tuesday, March 27th at 7 p.m. You'll receive updates from our Miramar Police Department, code officers, and our Parks and Recreation team regarding issues such as sidewalks, trees, and lights. Refreshments will be served, and you'll also get a chance to win a gift card to Home Depot. This event is sponsored by Miramar Tropical Homes. Join us on March 29th at our brand new Fire Station 107 located at 11811 Miramar Parkway. This open house will have tours available of our brand new fire station, as well as fire staff on hand to inform the public about fire safety. For information, please visit MiramarFL.gov. The Florida Grand Opera is hosting Family Fun Day with a free behind-the-scenes experience, interactive musical activities, and live family-friendly performances. Hands-on displays will showcase the magic created behind the curtain, and exciting opportunities abound to give you a sneak peek into what it takes to perform, design, and create in the world of opera. This great event is taking place on Sunday, April the 8th at 1 p.m. at the Miramar Cultural Center. Immediately following the festivities, the Miramar Cultural Center will feature Together We Are Miramar, a mini documentary about Miramar's residents and businesses, unique histories, diverse backgrounds, and varied heritage. Attend this premiere of the documentary screening on the same day, Saturday, April 8th at 2:30 p.m. at our Miramar Cultural Center. For more information on both of these events, please visit MiramarCulturalCenter.org. More from our Miramar Cultural Center. America's Got Talent favorite, Sons of Serendip, is coming to Miramar. Giving a nod to Stevie Wonder's album, Songs in the Key of Life, Sons of Serendip honors the legendary singer-songwriter with this exciting new show. Their soulful pop sounds blends beautiful vocals with guitar, piano, harp, cello, creating musical moments that touch the heart and lift the spirit. Get your tickets today at MiramarCulturalCenter.org. And join us at the Miramar Cultural Center Arts Park for this great event, Friday, April the 13th at 8 p.m. We hope to see you there. Commissioner Yvette Colburn is inviting all of you to come out on Saturday, April the 21st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. as she hosts Earth Day Cleanup at Lakeshore Park, located at 8501 Sherman Circle South. Community service hours will be awarded. For more information, please call 954-602-3143. And as always, we're inviting you all to save the date for Miramar Day. It's our greatest event of the year. Come out and celebrate our city's birthday with an international tour. This event is happening on Saturday, the May 19th from 5 to 10 p.m. at the Miramar Amp at Miramar Regional Park, located at 16801 Miramar Parkway. This event will feature a concert, cultural festivities, a kids fun zone, an international marketplace, and so much more. And as always, for the month of March, we are highlighting a moment in women's history, and today's moment in women's history highlights Frances Perkins. Frances Perkins achieved historic gains as U.S. Secretary of Labor under President Franklin D. Roosevelt. After graduating from Mount Holyoke College, she became a teacher and was very involved in social reform. She was the first woman to serve on the New York State Industrial Commission, as well as the first to hold a U.S. cabinet position with her appointment from Roosevelt in 1933. Perkins championed many of the policies that became part of the New Deal and established the Social Security and Fair Labor Standards Act. After resigning from her position in 1945, she wrote a best-selling book and became a professor at Cornell University. Now, thank you all for tuning in to that moment in women's history. Now, we would like to introduce our first guest. He is a manager with our Public Works Department here in the City of Miramar. We have Mr. Greg Rust here this morning. Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on Good Morning Miramar today. I know we have a lot happening in Miramar with our Public Works team, but before we get into that, I just want to have you introduce yourself. I know you haven't been on the show in a while, so for all of our new viewers, tell us just a little bit about who Greg is and what you do here for the city.
All right. Well, my name is Greg Rust. I've been an employee with the City of Miramar going on 19 years.
Okay.
I'm currently in the Public Works Department where I manage field operations, which basically consists of landscaping, stormwater, as well as streets and right-of-way maintenance.
Wonderful. Now, we have a lot going on in Miramar with the resident forums coming up. So tell us a little bit about the 2018 residents forums. I know we had them last year, but tell us a little bit about what they're going to entail this year and why our residents need to be there.
Okay. Well, it's first it's an initiative of the Operational Services Department, which basically consists of Public Works as well as Utilities and Parks and Recreation. So we wanted to basically go out there to the public, bring out to the public all the information. As you said, there's a lot of projects going on right now, and we just wanted to, just be on the forefront, give the residents an update of what's going on, what to expect, as well as give them an overview of what each department does. A lot of the times, a lot of things that we produce to the public are taken for granted. So the public they really don't know what we do on a day-to-day basis. So we just want to kind of get it out there, what we actually do, and to kind of address any concerns or issues that the residents may have, that we could do our jobs better.
Absolutely. And I think it's important that you said that, because it's going to give an opportunity for the operations staff for the city to really introduce themselves to the public, let them know what they do, the different services we offer our community, as well as for the public to meet you, ask questions, and really build a conversation and community around that. So we definitely are encouraging all of our residents to attend, and those are happening this week.
Yes, the first one is actually tonight. Yes, that will be at 2801 Southwest 186th Avenue. That's at the Sunset Lakes Community Center in the main ballroom. And tomorrow we will be focusing on the east side of the city, which will be at the multi-service complex, which is located at 6700 Miramar Parkway. Both events start at about 6 p.m. And we encourage all our residents to come out. Come out and see what we have to offer, and in return, what you can offer to us to make the city a better place.
Yes, definitely about working together, beauty and progress, like we like to say around here. So I think that's so important for our residents to come out and have their voices heard.
Definitely.
Now, I know we have another project coming up called Team Up to Clean Up.
Yes,
Tell
Team
us
Up
a
to
little
Clean
bit
Up.
about that.
This is our inaugural year, and we're pretty excited about this.
Yes.
The canals it's often overlooked. Everybody thinks of a canal as an aesthetic water feature. You live on the water, and it's there. But the actual purpose of it is for stormwater retention.
Okay.
And pretty much everything that goes down the storm drain, anything that ends up on the street or in a median, will at some time end up in a canal.
Yes.
Due to stormwater runoff, wind, and just flagrant dumping by certain people. And we just want to go out there and basically, do a little cleanup effort along the canal on Utopia. So we're going to start from Fairway and go north to Alhambra. And it's going to be also an information-filled forum. So there we're going to give people who live on the canal, different ways to help us keep debris out of the canal, what they can do to help keep debris out of the canal so that it could work for all of us. Because at the end of the day, it benefits everyone, because all the storm water, that's where it ends up.
Yeah, and it's like you mentioned, unfortunately, there's people out there who just want to throw stuff in the canal, and
yes.
And like you said, it may not even be directly into the canal, but if you throw something on the street and eventually it kind of will make its way to the canal as like an ending point.
Yes.
So we are inviting all of our residents to come out. Will we be offering community service hours for teenagers who come from their schools?
Yes, that could definitely be arranged through our human resources department. So if you do, you could definitely contact me directly at 954-520-4033, and I could get that information to our HR. And if you do need those community service hours, we could definitely try to complement that for them.
Yeah, because I think it's a great opportunity for our youth to come out and really serve their community where they live, help keep Miramar beautiful, and really just get some community service hours also, because I know that that's a requirement for school.
Yes.
So you talked about the necessity of this project. Are there is there anything else in the works for other canals in Miramar, or are we just focusing on Utopia Drive for now?
Well, we're currently, as a lot of people may not know, the city is basically responsible for 3 main canal systems. All 3 of these canals are basically east of University Drive. The rest of the canals are either privately owned through an HOA, or they are managed by the South Broward Drainage District.
Okay.
Now, while the issues are there, we the City of Miramar, we work with the South Broward Drainage District a lot, as far as maintaining those canals, because they're within our city limits. So obviously we want to be good partners.
Yes.
So we always advise residents, definitely give us a call if you're not sure of the canal maintenance. If there's an issue, if it's ours, we'll definitely do what we have to do to make it right. If not, we'll get it to the right authority so we can make it better.
Absolutely, and that's important to know also, because I know that there's instances like you mentioned where it's a privately owned or HOA owned canal system, but residents might think, oh, the city is not taking care of its resources, but we're definitely here to serve you. So if you see an issue, definitely reach out to us, say something, and we will be sure to get that information to the right authority so that they can get that cleaned up.
Definitely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And if residents have more information or have questions about any of these projects, where should they reach out?
The best number to call would be the city's helpline, which is 954-602-HELP, or 954-602-4357, or you could log on to www.MiramarFL.gov. That'll take you to the customer service page. And I also, the City of Miramar app is also a very good tool to use to report any issues. You can download it on the Windows or Google Play. And, once you get it in, it's very easy to use, and it's very easy to, send a picture. You don't have to send an address. Everything is geotagged. So it's a very, simple way to get the information across, and we'll definitely, review it, and we'll come up with a resolution.
Yes, thank you, Greg. That's all important. You're such a good brand ambassador for the city. We love
it.
Well, that's anything else that you'd like to share before we close?
No, just thank you. Just want all the residents to come out and let's partake in this forum, and let's exchange information, and just to keep it right here in Miramar.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you to all of you for tuning into this portion. When we return, we will have our Women's History Spotlight with Carla Harris, who is author of Notes from a Coach, 31 Days of Meditation for Teen Girls. So be sure to tune in for that. Stay tuned.
April 13th at 8 p.m., experience Sons of Sarandon. For tickets, call 954-602-4500.
Good morning, Miramar, and welcome back. Thank you to all of you who remain tuned in. I'm so excited this morning to have Carla Harris with us.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Excited to be here.
Thank you so much for coming on our show. She is the author of Notes from a Coach, 31 Days of Meditation for Teenage Girls. Now, why I'm so excited to have Carla on is because, as you all know, we have been doing spotlights for Women's History Month on Good Morning Miramar, highlighting women who are making a difference in our community. And Carla is definitely doing that with her book and just, all of the ways that she's impacting our community. So before we get into everything, Carla, I just want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and just maybe a little bit of like the beginning of your life story and how you got to where you started to now becoming an author.
Well, it's just a 10-minute segment, so I'll cut it short. But I am a product of Miami-Dade County public school system. Grew up in Bunch Park, now called Miami Gardens, Florida. Attended Miami Norland Senior High School, well, North Dade Middle and then Miami Norland Senior High School, and went on to earn a full scholarship for basketball to the University of Miami. So I'm a University of Miami grad, proud Cane. And I came back to my home school at Miami Norland, and I've been teaching there for the last almost 25 years. Proud educator, basketball coach at Miami Norland Senior High. And through my interaction with my young ladies that I've been mentoring and coaching, and also being a mother of two, my daughter and a son. So that's where the book came about, just my experience with them throughout the last 25 years.
Wow. So how long have you been teaching at Miami Norland?
I've been teaching I did 3 years. When I first graduated from the University of Miami, I had to go do 3 years at an elementary school, Feinberg Fisher Elementary.
Okay.
So I did 3 years there, but I've been at Miami Norland since 97.
Oh, wow.
97, so that's it.
And what do you teach? What subject?
The first 17 years I taught students with special needs, but for the last 7 years, I've been teaching in the physical ed department.
And you're also the women's or the
girls basketball coach. Yes.
Young women girls basketball coach. That's awesome. So this is Notes from a Coach. So kind of notes, tips and tricks of, and wisdom from a coach's perspective. And I think that's so important. And I want you to talk about this a little bit, your influence as a coach, because I know that coaches have a special influence on young people, especially young girls in athletic sports. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, it's a very powerful experience, and you don't realize how powerful it is until they become adults. Because I think during those teenage years, they don't appreciate what you're saying as much, or they don't realize maybe, and I may not have realized how much of an impact I was making on them. And when they became adults and they come back and they say, Coach, the things that you told me, the things that you taught me really helped guide me and keep me focused and help me to achieve a lot of the goals that I wanted to achieve. And that's what makes the biggest difference.
Yeah.
I mean, one even said, like, Coach, you just saved my life. Like, had you not, been my mentor, had you not kept me encouraged and pushed me forward, I don't know where I'd be. So those type of things, make it all worth it.
Definitely. And what was the inspiration for writing this book? You mentioned that you have a daughter, so.
Well, I mean, she was a major inspiration, along with the things I've been experiencing with my players and the young ladies just in general that I've come across. I was actually working on another project. I always want to be a writer, but I'm into more of an urban fiction type of writing. So I was working on another project, and I got kind of like a writer's block, and God just said, that's not what I want you to do right now. And so immediately I was like, well, what do you want me to do? And that just came about, not necessarily the title. I have to say the beautiful spirit that helped me to publish it gave me the final title, but I had 31 days of meditation. So he started leading me into the things that my players have been discussing with me over the years, and the things that I've had to, be involved with, because I go beyond just coaching. I've had moms call me, dads call me out of my bed, and I get up and I go because they need me to be there. So those type of experiences came about with the book and kind of motivated me to say that these young ladies need to know it. And myself, growing up without a mother, my mother was murdered when I was 10 months old. So those things that I missed and felt were impactful in my life, I wrote them down in the book.
Passing it down. Now tell us about some of the topics that are discussed.
Well, some of the topics, and strategically, if you don't mind me just holding up.
Yes.
Strategically, the first day of meditation is self-esteem. And I felt like a lot of young ladies, deal with low self-esteem or not having proper self-esteem. And so that in itself pushes them into vulnerable situations, dating situations that can lead down the wrong track. And my daughter, and I've discussed it, my daughter became a mother at 16, and I felt, and this was right before I published the book. I almost didn't publish the book because I felt like, what am I doing? I failed. How am I going to encourage somebody else when your own daughter, made these steps in life? And again, in meditation, it just came to me, and God just said, you didn't fail. She made the choice on her own. So I need you to step up and go out and do what I told you to do. And so that's what I did. Picked up myself and went about my mission to get this word out. And she's moving forward. She's a full-time student at FIU nursing program, and my granddaughter's doing great right now.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
You're not old enough to be a grandma.
Yeah.
And when you told me 1997, I was like, really? You look
I'm
amazing.
47 last
she
Friday.
Looks amazing, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, so it's a day-to-day meditation.
It's a day-to-day meditation. So we were talking about topics. So self-esteem is the first topic. And I like to mention that because I want young people to understand that the way they look at themselves is the most important thing. It's not the way others look at them. Mm-hmm. And we also talk about financial literacy.
Yes.
We talk about, your credit score. A lot of young people don't know the importance of credit score and making sure they maintain, good credit, proper credit, and not overindulging in things that they cannot afford. Mm-hmm. We talk about dating. We talk about female hygiene. We talk about parent communication and opening up those lines of communication. And I even discuss with parents is that it's not, we live in a different time, and I'm not telling you to change your expectation. I'm asking you to go about a different way of looking at their lives because they're exposed to a lot of things that we were not exposed to. Social media just changes the game. Mm-hmm. And so we need to break down and really understand what our children are going through and dealing with so that we can meet them at their level. Again, don't change your expectation. Right. You might have to go about a different way of getting your expectation.
And that's so important. I've talked to different people on the show about this, how, with social media and smartphones these days, children really have the world at their fingertips.
Exactly.
And it's a little bit of a blessing and it could be a curse, because the access to information is great, but you're also exposed to so many things that maybe they wouldn't have been exposed to at a young age. And, the negative criticism from their peers, people hiding behind social media pages.
We talk about that.
Thinking
social
they
media
can say
bullying.
whatever they want.
Exactly.
The bullying. It's much more prevalent, and I think it starts earlier, unfortunately.
Yeah. It definitely can be a curse and something great at the same time, but we just have to learn how to use it the right way and prepare them for what's out there. Yes. I mean, it's a lot out there. So, again, they're exposed to something totally different than we were exposed to. I almost thank God that I didn't have those type of things because where would I be? Maybe because I'm sure I didn't do everything the right way, growing up.
And so the book, you also offer a package with the book that comes with a planner. Tell us a little bit about the planner.
So shortly after publishing the book, had the idea of creating a planner to help the young ladies stay organized. And so we have a 12-month planner with inspirational quotes at the beginning of each month, and we offer them as a package deal if you want to buy them together on the website, $25 for the package deal.
Definitely. Now, what I liked about the planner, and I was just,
Sure.
Thank you. I was just skimming through it. So it's really nice because it offers areas of reflection where you can talk about goals, your gratitude list, personal notes, a lot of lists for to-do lists, and like you mentioned, those inspirational quotes, and just different topics like anger and emotional control, mental health. So I think that this is really great, and it's an awesome package deal for $25. Where can people purchase the book?
Well, if you'd like to purchase the book, you can purchase the book online, notesfromacoach.org. I can sign it, and we ship it out to you, so you have a personal autographed copy of the book. Also available on Amazon. If you'd like to buy it from Amazon, it's also available on Amazon.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Carla,
for
being here today and just really telling us a little bit about your story and this amazing book. I know one of our colleagues who actually recommended you to be on the show She has a teenage daughter, and
Yes.
her daughter loved the book, and she just talked, she just really thanked her mom for getting it for her, because she's like, it really helped me kind of going into high school. So just a little bit of a personal testimony from one of our own here at the City of Miramar. So we're encouraging all of you to check that out. Notesfromacoach.org,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Pleasure.
Absolutely. And thank you all for tuning in to Good Morning Miramar. Remember, we're live every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Have a wonderful day. And remember, it's right here in Miramar. Bye-bye.